That's great. That's a really good point.
That's a great point, Lauren, because effectively, out of the 3 points that you mentioned, uh, I think only the last one is kind of partly specific to AAC. The first two are a little more like something that even anyone follows as like, oh, if you write a document, you get it reviewed by someone. If you write software, get it reviewed from someone. That's like a very like a hygiene sort of a thing. And the second part is like setting expectations in some sense, right? Like it's very interesting that it's not AAC specific. Like if it's going to be a challenge, it's not because it's AAC. It's because like we're not doing certain simple things. If we do certain simple things right, it'll make a whole lot of a difference.
Right. Yeah, but that last one is, it really throws people for a loop because, when many people, unfortunately, even at this stage, will, if they're lucky, get one course in augmentative communication in their training, whether even if they're speech therapists, many people will just get one AAC course, and typically that AAC course is really a lot of showing what the technology and the types of AAC are. It really is almost never about implementation. There's maybe a couple programs out there that do a good job of that, and I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but by and large, I think that it's still an area that we're just not being trained in. Not only SLPs, but then we look at teachers and paraprofessionals who just don't have the knowledge. So when we're looking at a teacher and an SLP who all of a sudden are asked to write an IEP goal for a child with complex communication needs, they think, oh well, I don't know this. I didn't learn this. So I think it's really important to quickly say you can do this. This is just about a child learning language. This child is just using some other methods to get at providing language. So it's making sure that there are some guidelines on what to be expected, in language development, just general language development kinds of things. Well, first we do this, then we do that, then we do that. This is what's important, and trying to kind of quell some of those fears and saying, this is what you do with your other kids. We've just got some other tools thrown in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a fantastic point. That's a great point, and I think we have data from the American Speech Language Hearing Association, right, that corroborates that a lot of SLPs, it's a very small minority that feel comfortable with AAC, so that could go a long way. I've also had speech language pathologists tell me that they think it's a professional liability to admit that they don't know anything because the expectation is that they would. So, I mean, obviously this is a big part of why we wanted to start Discover AAC, right, is to provide a lot more resources.
That's one of the reasons why I'm here. I'm anxious to be involved because I think it's something that really needs to be out there, that the resources, people do, we do run into some people who don't want to learn, and that's personalities, and but I think by and large people do want to know and want to fulfill the mission statement of being a speech language pathologist. They want to make sure that somebody can communicate. It's just there's fear involved because they don't really know where to go,
right,
what to do.